Hello, friends in Tehran. Thanks for the opportunity to be with you. My name is Hector Aristizábal. I am from Colombia and lived many years in the United States. It was here 20 years ago where I met Augusto Boal, and ever since I have been using the methodology of theater of the oppressed as an activist, as an artist, and as a psychotherapist. And I have also witnessed in the last 20, 30 years how theater of the oppressed has evolved in many different places around the world. Augusto Boal was very generous with his work, and he traveled and he taught many of us and he inspired us to use this methodology and to use it with the people that we work with and to use it in our own lives. And that's, I think, what many of us are doing. And is that why I see that the roots of this tree that he planted had been growing, as well as the branches. And some people might say that now we have new trees and it's like we're creating a forest, and I hope so. I feel that all the practitioners that I know, we each bring our own interest and our own backgrounds, not only cultural, but also personal backgrounds to the work. That's why we have Jnana Sanskriti in India, developing its own way of working with people. We have City of Rio, we have many different wonderful, powerful groups in Europe, in the Netherlands, Format, and we have in England, we have Cardboard Citizen, we have many groups in Spain and Portugal. In the United States, Theo has been also evolving in the academic world. In Africa, Theo is used by NGOs to come to communities and do education on diseases, etc. In my personal case, I have been very interested not only in using forum theater with the communities that I work with, but also in my work as a psychotherapist, and lately working in areas of conflict and post-conflict or post-agreement, because conflict does not disappear when there is an agreement signed on a piece of paper by former enemies. So I have been working a lot in my native country, Colombia, now involved with the peace process, and especially using TO to create spaces for dialogue on what we are trying to understand as our own process of reconciliation. I also using it in the border of Syria with Turkey, using TO to create dialogue among refugees and people who are still working inside Syria. And I know in Central America, there is a movement called Me Toca that has been using TO with indigenous communities in Guatemala, also in El Salvador, Nicaragua. In South America, almost every country has its own practitioners developing this wonderful methodology that Augusto Boal left us. And I am glad that we are celebrating his life, meaning celebrating his legacy as a man who was a mentor to many people, even people that he didn't even know that he was mentoring. And I feel also that, at least in my case, I see TO as a laboratory for the exploration of human potential and human behavior and human transformation. And more, because I work with victims and I work with people who have been in war zones, like in Palestine, Croatia, Ukraine, Northern Ireland, and Colombia, I see more and more the need for healing as well. So I'm taking the techniques in that direction, and I hope that with my praxis I can bring something to this forest of theater of the oppressed. I'm also interested in the dialogue between TO and other methodologies like Joanna Macy's, the work that reconnects, dragon dreaming, and and all these movements to find new paradigms, new alternatives to the industrial growth society, to the ways of living that are based on exploitation and the oppression of people. And TO creates the space for dialogue and creates the space for imagination. And as Albert Einstein used to say, imagination is more important than knowledge. And so let's celebrate this wonderful legacy that Augusto Boal planted for us and learn from each other, because I think every culture and every individual has something to bring to the work. Thank you.